sustain me. You sustain me. You sustain me. You sustain me. Trust you, I will let go of all you tell me to let go of. I trust you, you sustain me. You sustain me. You sustain me. You sustain me. So I will let go of all the empty wells I've drawn from. I will let go and trust you, Lord. I will let go of all the empty wells I've drawn from. I will let go and trust you. I will let go of all the empty wells I've drawn from. I will let go and trust you. I will let go of all the empty wells I've drawn from. I will let go and trust you. You sustain me. You sustain me. You sustain me. Sustain me. So I will let go of all the empty wells I've drawn from. I will let go and trust you. I will let go of all the empty wells I've drawn from. I will let go and trust you. trust you. I let go of all the empty wells I've drawn from. I let go and trust you, that you sustain me. You sustain me. You sustain me. You sustain me. I will never thirst. I will never hunger in your presence. I will never thirst. I will never hunger in your presence. I will never thirst. I will never hunger in your presence. I will never thirst. 'Cause you sustain me. You sustain me. You sustain me. You sustain me. I'm just reminded of one of my favorite women in the Bible. It's the Samaritan woman going at like noonday to go and get water, because she was seen as a shame. So she went out when it was the hottest time of day to go and get her water. All the other women would have gone in the morning. And Yeshua, Jesus, knew she would be there because he is God. And he asks this woman if he can have a drink of water. And then he told her everything she's ever done. She was elated. But in that he said, drink from the well that never runs dry. You'll never thirst. You'll never thirst again. Because he saw her heart and what it longed for. What all of our hearts long for is a well that never runs dry. Because he sustains us. He created us so that he was the only thing that could ever satisfy. Because why wouldn't he? He loves us. And all the other things we run to that are not him are wells that run dry. Because they were never made to satisfy what our hearts desire. Only he can do that. So you sustain me. sustain me. Even when life feels dry, you sustain me. Even when it feels like drought, you sustain me. Like famine, you fill me up. Even when it feels like drought, you satisfy my thirst. Even when it feels like famine, you satisfy my hunger. Even when it feels like drought, you satisfy my thirst. Even when it feels like famine, you satisfy my hunger. Even when it feels like drought, you quench my thirst. Even when it feels like famine, you satisfy my hunger. Even when it feels like drought, you quench my thirst. 'Cause you sustain me. You sustain me. You sustain me. Oh, you sustain me. So I just want to share about where I'm at. Recently, he's asked me to start recording these worship sets and posting them, which was a big step to take because I was afraid of how I would be perceived, which is out of my hands. And the only perception I really should care about is his, right? Because he's the one who made me. Anyways, he's asked me to take other steps of faith recently, and they have been difficult. One of which is something that I relied on like every single day and thought I couldn't get through my day without it. And he asked me to get rid of that and to allow him to sustain me in that way. Which when he framed it that way, it made the step a little bit easier because I realized he wasn't just asking me to do that to make me uncomfortable. He was desiring to show me more of himself, show me that he can provide for me in that way that I relied on something else for. And he showed me pretty quickly that that thing I was relying on was an empty well. But he is the well that never runs dry, and so it's been quite some time now of some warfare and so much temptation to turn back to the things that I used to rely on. So I just felt like sharing that. And it didn't even feel like a big thing that he was wanting me to get rid of, but in his eyes it was a big thing because I was running to that source instead of the only source that can truly satisfy. So really it's the love of the Father that beckons us to let go of our empty wells and go to Him, the well that never runs dry. So if you're taking steps of faith, just know that you're not alone. That you have brothers and sisters all over the world that are taking steps with you and facing trials, facing hardships, but trusting Him in the midst of it. So Father, I just want to lift up all of your people that are out there taking steps of faith and walking with you, walking out on the water with you. Lord, I ask that you would renew their strength. I ask that you would fix their eyes on you, Lord. That in the midst of whatever storm they're facing, Lord, that they would be so filled with hope, the hope that's in you, Lord, that they would be so filled with faith and encouragement, Lord, that you would strengthen the weak knees and prepare their hands for war. You would lift up their weary heads, Lord. Remind them of the hope that they have in you. Remind them that you sustain, and you just desire to prove yourself faithful to who you say you are. So let us allow Him to prove Himself faithful to who He says He is. Oh, thank you, Lord. 'Cause you sustain me. You sustain me. You sustain me. You sustain me. Even when it feels like famine, you satisfy my hunger. Even when it feels like drought, you quench my thirst. Even when it feels like famine, you satisfy my hunger. Even when it feels like drought, you quench my thirst. 'Cause you sustain me. You sustain me. You sustain me. You sustain